What is good? What is happening, everyone? It is your boy, Ferris Muthana, and welcome to another edition of Good Friends, Better Rivals with my boy, as always and forever. It is my good friend and my better rival, Caleb Ochoa. Caleb, how are you, my man?
I'm great, man. And we back, baby. I'm back.
We're fucking back, man. We
Wait,
back.
Ferris. You smell that?
Yeah, I smell it. I smell football.
I smell football too, baby.
I smell football. I smell football.
Let's go.
Fresh cut grass,
Yeah,
turf, jacked up turf, men hitting dudes in pads. It's football season, baby. When the calendar hits August, it's time to play the game. You know what, Caleb? I want glory. That's all I gotta say. I want glory. Baby, you know what, Caleb? You know what?
Hey, baby, let's go out there like a bunch of crazy dogs and have some fun.
Yeah, baby, let's come out.
yeah.
You know LT. You know LT. But let's get it down, man. Let's get right into it, man. It's gonna be this show's gonna be a little revamped, a little. We're not gonna be completely focused on the entire NFL because let's be real, we don't really care about the entire NFL. And let's be real, y'all don't want us to be talking about Jaguars versus Cincinnati. Like, no offense, I'm sorry. Hey, Jaguars fans, I love you. I love you. Don't come at me because I know you guys are crazy. Don't do it. But I love you.
Ain't gonna have a team for much longer anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Oh, damn, Caleb. Sheesh, that's hurtful. But yeah, no, we're gonna be. It's gonna be strictly Giants, Cowboys, Giants, Cowboys, Giants, Cowboys. You know, I'm a Giants fan, and he is a Cowboys fan. We're pretty. You know, we don't like to tell people this, but we're really good friends. Like we are. But we are better. We are better rivals. We are better rivals.
On here talking Giants. I mean,
yeah.
Kind of regretting that. Yeah, a little bit.
Hey, zip it, sir. Zip it.
I mean, really?
All right.
Do Giants fans even want to hear something?
Yes, Giants fans care about Giants stuff. You know,
I mean, really? I feel like they just want to throw in the hole and just like don't talk about us.
I just want to point out, Caleb, we won 2 Super Bowls in this century. You haven't.
Yeah. What y'all done in the last 5 years?
Not win a playoff game like you.
Yeah, we won a playoff game in 2018.
Against who? Well, yeah, you did.
The Seahawks.
Yeah, that's the Seahawks. They trash. Whatever.
Okay.
But let's get right into it, man. Before we end, I want to shout out to people in the chat, man. Shout out to Adelia. Adelia always holding it down. The homies, Ravens Online Ungatekeepers. That's the boy Tony. Guys, make sure to go subscribe to Tony. Tony is on the path to 2,000. Hey, man, you want the real? Ravens fans, you want the real about the Ravens? He gives you the real about the Ravens. No sugarcoat, no BS. He gives you what's good. No, Tony, we don't only care about the Ravens. Get out of here, man. Get out of here, man. Y'all don't. Sometimes I forget if y'all even like your team. The way y'all talk about your team. The way he talks about
you guys care about the Ravens? I don't know if y'all do. You just talk about
rip them apart. Like they just rip them apart. But it's all love, Tony. It's all love. But Caleb, let's get right into it, man. Big news happening today. It is Deshaun Watson. Let's start off with the big NFL news, and then we'll get down and talk about Giants. Deshaun Watson, the judge in the arbitrary case, Susan L. Robinson, recommended he be suspended for 6 games. It is the recommendation. The NFLPA is going to stand by that recommendation, but the thing is now is the NFL has 3 days to respond, either agree to the recommendation or appeal her decision, and so we don't know what they're going to do. So this is going to it's going to drag out, not drag out. It's going to keep going.
Yeah, well, it's already been drug out. It's been drug out all goddamn off season.
Yeah. But now we know what the arbiter recommended. She recommended 6 games, but if the NFL doesn't agree with it, they'll appeal. They have 3 days to appeal, and then we'll continue in the appeal process. But Caleb, the initial response of 6 games, when you heard that, what were you like? Like, Six games?
I know, 6 freaking games. That's ridiculous to me. As a Cowboys fan who had to watch Ezekiel Elliott get 6 games with one accuser who was found by the NFL's own investigator, found not credible. Basically, she was full of shit and had basically made up the story about Zeke. And he got 6 games for that, for one accusation. Exactly. This man got 30 accusations against him. He had 20 settled lawsuits, and he only gets 6 games. How is that the same? That's not the same. That's not fair. That's bullcrap.
Yeah. Yeah. I know I agree with you. By the way, everyone, make sure to like that. Make sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't subscribed for more Giants Cowboys content in the NFL. But yeah, I'm with you, Caleb, man. Like seriously, like okay, Calvin really was gambling. He put 1,500 down on the Falcons, right? Like that's what the story is. He got an entire season. You're talking about this man who has over 30 sexual harassment or assault complaints. Over 30. 20 of them have been settled already.
Yeah.
And he only getting 6 games. Like, come on, fam. Like, don't give me like the way, dude, the way they treat, like, let's be real, man. I watch NFL Live, and I tend to watch Mina Kimes. I'm a big fan of Mina Kimes. And she literally says it's like, they don't care about what happens to women. They don't care. They just don't. Like, the NFL does not give a damn, because the way they vilify players who smoked weed, probably had a problem and like an addiction. The way they vilified them. Josh Gordon got suspended for like 3 years for failing.
Suspended most of his career.
Most of his career. He had that one season where he played 14 games, led the NFL in receiving yards. Josh Gordon, the way they talked about him, the way they talked about Josh Gordon, it was like he killed someone. Like he killed somebody. You know what I mean? Like he ruined somebody's life. Like Josh Gordon ruined somebody's life. No, the only life Josh Gordon ruined was his own life. You know, because he also had alcohol abuse as well with the marijuana. Like many failed drug tests. Like I get it. Yes, but that's a problem. You should get some help. Like make him go to rehab. Like make him go to rehab. You know what I mean? You know, but the way they vilified him, it felt like he killed somebody. It's like he's failing drug tests. Get him some help. But Deshaun Watson only getting 6 games after over 30 women say no. But here's the thing, Caleb, too. They recommended the 6 games with a provision in it where it said he only gets massages from team therapists, team massage therapists. So if you have to put that in the recommendation of the 6 games, shouldn't it be more than 6 games?
I mean, I would say he shouldn't be able to get a massage ever.
Yeah, like
like
you say,
stop.
if you
no massages,
okay, yeah,
massage yourself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like girlfriend.
Yeah, somebody, nothing, like no soup for you, like you know what I mean, no massage for you. But like yeah, like when you put the provision, he only can get massages from team massage therapists. You're basically admitting. You're basically admitting what he did.
Dude had a problem.
He has a problem.
He had a problem. He had like this weird thing about him where, I mean, he had to go and find up women and, you know, try to have sex with them while he was getting massaged. Like, he had a problem.
Yeah, and in each situation is different. Some he said, hey, let's get down. And then some he didn't. But like overall, it's why do you need 30 massage therapists? Why do you need more than 5? Like scratch that. Like no. Why do you need more than 2? Why do you need more than 2? Like I don't understand. Like actual athletes, they find the massage therapist that knows their body, and they stick with them, and they know how to activate their body like with the massage. But you are saying, 30. Like why do you need 30? Like that's the thing. No one wants to answer. Like no one wants to talk about. Why do you need 30? Why? Pro athletes who want to keep their body healthy find 1 or 2 massage therapists who know their body, and that's it. People who want to win, who like LeBron James, he spends $1 million on his body. He knows where to go to. He goes to Tim Grover in Miami for athletic stuff. It's like him and Dwayne Wade. He doesn't go to a bunch of other trainers. You know what I mean? Alvin Kamara has 1 trainer, has 1, like, you know, like this massage therapist. Like, why do you need over 30 massage therapists, bro? 30? Like, it's more than just I'm getting a massage.
Yeah.
What?
He by settling his lawsuits, that's even admitted that, you know, something went down. Like, why would you even settle those? That's 20 settled cases. Mm-hmm. That's some admittance right there. Yeah, exactly. You did something wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Like, come on, bro. Like, Like, don't insult our intelligence, bro. Like come on, bro. Like, you're a pro athlete. Pro athletes who find people who know their body and can activate their body to the fullest extent. You don't let them leave you. You don't let them leave you. You keep them forever. They become part of your team. Like when a pro athlete finds a good nutritionist, he keeps the nutritionist. When a pro athlete finds a good chef, he keeps them, as much as possible. You know what I mean? You don't cycle through chefs. You don't cycle through nutritionists. You don't cycle through massage therapists. You just don't. You find someone who that's what I'm saying, bro. Like Deshaun, man, he had me talk walking. Like, man, I used to be a vehement defender of Deshaun Watson. His football talent. His football talent.
We have many arguments.
Yeah, his football talent, like it's unstated. He's pretty damn good at this game, But
I think he's better than I do. But okay.
Yeah, I think he's pretty damn good. What are you talking about? Okay, whatever. It's not the point. It's not the point. That's not the point. We're not. Okay, whatever. Like on the field, he's pretty damn good. He's pretty good. But yeah, man, like, bro, come on, man. Miss me with this nonsense, bro. Like, I'm 6 games.
Yeah.
6 games, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, bro, I was looking it's gonna be 10. I thought it was gonna be 10.
I wasn't surprised because I was hearing like
4 to 6. I heard 4 to 6.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I was like, I wasn't gonna be surprised when I heard this number. I was hoping for like more, but
yeah.
It is what it is.
It's wild. It's wild, bro. It's wild, bro.
And
hey, man, shout out to the homie Star Drew. Shout out to Star Drew. Yo, the homie Garnett. Garnett was good. Garnett, one of the homies. But now let's move on, man, to another story that kind of, honestly, no offense, bro. This story kind of got dragged out, and I kind of got annoyed by it. But let's talk about too, like the Kyler Murray contract, contract stipulation where you have to have 4 hours of independent studying outside of it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. It made the Cardinals look so dumb. They were so stupid. Like this didn't help. Like, no one's mad at Kyler Murray for this.
Unless they wanted to look this way to say like, oh, this is why we try to drag this contract out, or this is why we paid him at this certain time.
Mm-hmm.
Or we didn't give him like all his guaranteed money or something like that. Like, because he, he's not always studying, not always doing film work.
Yeah, I get that. Like, I get that, bro. But like, y'all look stupid. Like y'all look stupid. Like, and then they took it out of the contract.
Yeah.
So what the hell is the point of this?
Well, because I think there was an issue. I think he wasn't studying as much as he should have been, and I recognize that. That's why they put it in the contract. I mean, why put it in the contract if you didn't have that observation that he wasn't studying film as much as he needed to?
But he was playing good without, like, he was pretty good last year without him studying film.
Yeah.
So they're probably like, if you, yeah, well, they're probably saying like, if you study a little bit more film, we would have
exactly. Look how good. Yeah. I mean, how much better could you be?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so he's probably just saying like, my God-given talent, and they're like, yeah, that's cool and all, but like, can you please like study with your God-given talent? Like,
yeah, I mean, all the stuff he said, like in his response and when he was getting all angry in his press conference, he never mentioned film work. By the way, he never mentioned studying film. He's like, I prepare, I work hard, and I did this 2 sports. I didn't hear you say you study film. Yeah.
Yeah, man, he probably doesn't study film, does he? He doesn't study film. He doesn't study film. He doesn't, does he? Yo, man, like, that's for real. Because like, but then someone told me like there's a lot of those in people's contracts or something. But maybe. Then, like, no, it's not. I don't think.
Maybe it's like a new thing. Like, I've heard this. Like, they put in that you have to be in this town in the training facility for a certain amount of times. That's type of stuff.
That's different though. Like,
exactly. But I think it's similar, as in you have to. They put in this random stuff in their contracts to make sure they're doing what they need to be doing, and they're not off doing whatever at their own.
But like specifically, like 4 hours of independent studying, like outside of the facility, like that's not in Patrick Mahomes' contract.
Yeah,
that's not in Josh Allen's contract, because we would have known. Because those are pretty high-profile quarterbacks. Like, that's, you know what I mean? Like,
that's why I said that they made it a point, because I think they observed that he wasn't.
He doesn't really study. Yeah, I think so. Oh, damn. Yeah. Oh, you know what? They're probably all stupid. Like, they're all dumb. This organization is just dumb. I mean, I can't believe Larry Fitzgerald had to deal with these people.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for Larry Fitzgerald so much. Like seriously, bro. Seriously. God, hey man. I'm sick of talking about this. All right, let's get right into this, Caleb. All right. You know what I mean? Caleb, you know what? Caleb?
We'll say one thing right now. How about them Cowboys?
Let's talk about it, baby. It's Cowboys. It's the first day of padded training camp. Training camp's been going on for about a week, but let's get right into it. The Cowboys training camp, Caleb. Caleb, on the notes, you said you watched the Jerry and the Mike McCarthy press conference. What were your takeaways from that press conference?
Well, they always have their opening press cons. And obviously the first question I was asked is about Mike McCarthy's job.
Always.
Obviously, because in the offseason, Jerry Jones, talking all this stuff, and like he always does. And it is how it is. Mike McCarthy, make some bad decisions in that final game. So he's questioned. So the first thing he's asked is what about his job security, and Mike McCarthy says it's a media-driven narrative. And Jerry says I would not be sitting here today if I thought he was not the man that could get us to the Super Bowl. But he ended with, "I have choices." That's what that's the quote everybody looking at. "I have choices."
Yes.
I mean, he's sitting right there, man. He's sitting right there, and you have to say that. Like, you're right next to me, man.
Now here's the thing too with the Jerry's like, it's like if I didn't want him, if I didn't know he was be successful, he wouldn't be here. You had Jason Garrett as your head coach for 10 years, dude.
Yeah.
Like, get out of here. Don't act like you know proper head coaches. Jason Garrett should have been fired after 3 or 4 years. You know what I mean? Yeah. Don't be like,
I can't believe he made it through the 3 straight 8-8s. Like
that's what I'm saying. Like Jerry should have been fired him, bro. Like, and then throwing that, I have choices. Then why is he here then?
Which he does. Because we have Dan Quinn on the staff.
Yes.
Kellen Moore interviewed for, and then Sean Payton's out there.
Yeah.
And I really feel he wants Sean Payton here.
Yeah, and then Sean Payton retired.
Yeah.
For a bit.
Because Sean Payton was here before.
He'll be back.
He was here before as our offensive coordinator, so he's familiar with us. But yeah, I really think that McCarthy's on the hot seat this year. I mean, if he doesn't get it done, and we have to win multiple playoff games for him to get his job back. Because I always say this, I've been saying this, is that I don't know what he does. Don't know what he does.
Mike McCarthy?
Yeah, because
I don't either.
Dan Quinn takes care of the defense. Kellen Moore takes care of the offense. Kellen Moore calls the plays. Mike McCarthy, what is it that you do here? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what you do.
Yeah.
That's why I can't really. I don't know even to put it on some of the disappointments that we've had on him, because I don't know what decisions he's actually making. As far as like calling plays and all that. So but yeah, I definitely think if he doesn't get done, he's got to be out of there.
Yeah. Also, guys, and if you guys want to join the conversation, make sure to hit us up at Streamlabs at streamlabs.com/ I believe it's the pinned comment in the chat. WWE streamlabs.com / LG on network if you want to have your comment read and you want to join the conversation. But yeah, Caleb. So like, yeah, man, like, dude, like Jerry's lost a step. You know what I mean? He's lost it. Like,
well, the thing is that I feel like people are giving Jerry a lot more credit, where they think he's in every single decision, all these things.
Yeah,
he's backed up a lot. He's backed up a lot.
I think what Jerry's doing now is this: he takes the credit and takes the blame. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when something bad happens, and like let's say his son or was it Will McClay? Is it Will McClay?
Yeah, Will McClay.
Yeah,
his son, Steven takes a lot of the decisions that they make for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And Will McClay does pretty much all the personnel stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So I think if when Steven and Will mess up, Jerry takes the bullet. But when Steven and Will do something good, Jerry takes a little bit of the credit. You know what I mean? And I think honestly, it's a symbiotic relationship. Jerry's basically saying like, I'm gonna protect you two media-wise, I'm gonna protect you two because the media is focused on me. Like they're focused on me. You know, when we screw up, it's my fault. When we succeed, I get a little bit of credit. He probably gets 70% of the credit. Then there's certain people in the media that say, oh, Steven. And then there's like the really deep nugget people like, oh, Will McClay. You know what I mean? but most like basic media members say Jerry. He gets credit and failure. And I think Steven and Will, that's why they haven't left, is that they know what Jerry's doing. When they mess up, Jerry takes the bullet. That's why Will McClay hasn't left. Like Will McClay could have left. Someone could have given Will McClay the keys to someone's kingdom. Yeah. He could have done it, but he realized he's good at his job. To be a GM. Exactly. But I think Jerry's like, you're basically my GM, but I protect you. You know what I mean?
Like you do personnel. Steven's more of the financial stuff, and you know what we can do with the cap and all that stuff.
Exactly. So like he protects them too from the media from going after them, because they go after him. Like everyone always insults Jerry. Jerry should be not hands-on. Jerry should be detached. Jerry shouldn't be in so many decisions. When he isn't. He isn't. You know what I mean? Like that famous story where he's like he wanted Johnny Manziel.
He talks a lot. But, I mean, that's what he does. He talks.
He talks a lot. That's what I'm saying. Like that's the way he protects his peoples. He talks a lot, and people always go after the person who talks a lot, and they go after Jerry. So like that famous story where he's like he wanted Johnny Manziel. I think he was like, ooh, I like Johnny Manziel. Ooh, could we have got him? Maybe. But his son was like, yeah, but Zach Martin's the right pick, Pops. And he's like, yeah, you're right. Let's draft Zach Martin. But then they blew it out of proportion and said it was internal strife between the Cowboys. Steven and Jerry wanted two different players. Like, no, they knew Zach was the pick. Jerry just liked Johnny. You know what I mean? So like, yeah. But now, Caleb, let's transition to your receiver depth. Unfortunately, James Washington broke his foot today, right? He broke his foot today? Or was it yesterday? Was it today?
It was today. First pad practice. And
So like now take me through how does this reassess or readjust your guys' receiver depth?
It's time to press the panic button because our depth is looking like crap. Not good. Mm-hmm. Michael Gallup is not going to be ready for week 1.
He's not.
He's just not.
He tore his ACL too late in the year.
Yeah, I mean it's not looking good for him at the start of the season. So it's our starting 2 is CeeDee Lamb and a rookie, 3rd-round rookie, Jalen Tolbert right now. If Washington didn't get hurt, he would have been that 2 spot. Would have felt a little bit better about that. But we did sign the USFL MVP, Devontae Turpin, who's
TCU
more of
horn dog.
Yeah, he's a small, fat, really fast return guy. So that at least
he's very good at the slot.
Yeah, exactly. That's what. So hopefully he can do something in as a receiver in that slot spot, because we definitely need that. We have Noah Brown. We have who's mostly a run blocking receiver. We have TJ Basher, who a lot of people were talking about the catch he made in the back of the end zone with one hand last week in practice. A guy who that name keeps coming up. They keep playing him a lot. Is Dennis Houston. He's an undrafted rookie. And
where's he from? I think I know that name. I know that name.
I'm not sure. You have to look that up. I've never really heard of him. Yeah, but for an undrafted rookie to get as many snaps as he's getting, I mean, that's got to tell you something that they really like this guy. So he's a sleeper to make this team. Because he wouldn't be getting the ref.
I know who this cat is. No, I know who this cat is, bro. He was one of the top receivers in the NCAA FCS. He was at Western Illinois. He played with my boy Deshaun, actually. He was receiver 1 on Western Illinois. Yeah, I think he had like 140 catches 120 some odd catches last year. He's for an FCS player, he's pretty dang good. Pretty dang good. Yeah, but he's an FCS player, so we'll see. And you know what?
And then also we have a rookie, our second player, Simi Fahoku, who just hasn't been catching on. He just hasn't been really getting it. And Dontario Drummond and Ty Fogel. That's pretty much it. It doesn't look good. For all that, it's not good after that. After it looks like James Washington. It just happened, so we don't know the full extent of how long he'll be out. They're just saying that looks like a foot fracture. So that's really, really bad, and we really, really should be thinking about bringing somebody else in. I think there's like 2 guys out there still left. thing like Ty and like friggin' who was the other guy from Houston, I think.
Kenny Stills?
No, the other one.
From Houston.
Yeah. I forgot what his name is.
Brandon
Will
Cooks?
Fuller.
No. Will Fuller. Man, forget Will Fuller, man. He probably be injured week 2. He'll be injured too. Don't go Will Fuller.
But this, I'm just saying options.
He needs to be on the juice.
There's not a lot of options out there. I'm just saying there's not a lot of options out there.
Yeah. Well, Caleb, I just realized, Dennis Houston, from Western Illinois, he actually led the nation in receptions last year. He led the nation in receptions per game at 8.5. He led the entire Mountain Valley Conference in receptions per game and total receptions. He was against Ball State. He had 237 yards and I think 15 catches. Let me double check. 15 catches. Oh, yes, 237. He had 237 yards against Ball State. Western Illinois was pretty good last year. He led the nation. He was literally one of the nation's top receivers. He's pretty damn good, Caleb. He's pretty good, bro. He's pretty good. That's all I gotta say. He's pretty good.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of play time. So hopefully we see him in the preseason, see what we can do. And maybe feel a little bit better about the situation because it's not looking good. Not looking good.
Yeah, nah, it's not. It's really not. But so like pretty much that's the position you're really worried about this year is your wide receiver depth. Because outside of CD, it's literally nothing. So it's really CD and Dalton Schultz. That's what it is.
Yeah,
CD
Dalton Schultz.
That's pretty much it. All right. Now let's transition.
Second option.
Yeah. When your tight end is your second option, when your receiver should be like, well, when the tight end's being a second option nowadays is pretty good. It's actually pretty fine. Okay, because let's be real. Travis Kelce Travis Kelce is Patrick Mahomes' first option. Like that's number one. Derek Carr, his first option.
Another option. Well, one of the other the topics we have is Kellen Moore's usage of Tony Pollard. Yes. And that could be another option. But guess what? Kellen Moore don't do that. He don't do that. He don't put him in the slot. He always talks about it. Every offseason he talks about, we can do this, we can do that with Tony Pollard. And he never freaking does it. Some of the most successful drives that we had last season was when Zeke and Pollard were on the field at the same time. And for some reason, he just gets away from that.
Welcome to the Ravens, Caleb, where your tight ends are number one option. And you have no wide receivers.
That's a cool. That's it. Yeah, that's a good point. But yeah, so he never does it though. He never puts Tony Pollard. He does it for like a few drives, and then he just stops doing it for some reason. I don't know. It's successful. It works, but he doesn't want to do it. I don't understand why he doesn't. Tony Pollard, like he could be a good slot if we put him in there. He can catch the ball really well. He's an explosive guy. So I don't know why we don't use him more like that. And maybe with this injury, with the wide receiver depth looking the way it does, maybe that forces him to put that in the playbook more often and call those type of plays.
Caleb, you froze. Oh, you froze, Caleb. Sorry about that. What did you say? Yeah, you froze a little. Sorry.
I said, hopefully with the receiver depth, the way it looks, looking like maybe that forces him to call more of those plays where Zeke and Pollard are on the field at the same time and Pollard's in the slot as an option.
As another wide receiver. Yeah. Well, you know what? Be creative. Like, what's wrong with being creative? Like, I feel like what's wrong with NFL coaches and not wanting to be creative? I just don't get it. Like, be creative, man. Do a gadget play. Do a jet sweep. Do a QB handoff, man. Like do an end around. They're not gonna expect it. Be creative. Do something wild and wacky. You know what I mean? People are like, those are gadgets plays. Like, it's working. Who cares? Do it. Be creative. Have 2 running backs on the field. You know what I mean? Like, just be creative. Well, another Caleb, like something that me and you are very, very in tune in our teams is our offensive line, right? Yeah. Y'all had one of the best offensive lines in football a couple of years ago. And then, y'all lost a couple pieces like Ronald Leary, Lael Collins, and Doug Free. Free retired, and Leary and Collins are gone via free agency. But now you've actually, let's talk about it, man. I saw this video of Tyler Smith, the offensive lineman you guys drafted in the first round. Mm-hmm. I'm no longer going to make fun of you if you draft random offensive lineman in the first round, because y'all did draft one of the best centers in the entire NFL before he got sick. And
they have a Hall of Fame guard, a Hall of Fame tackle.
And one, yeah, it was like, and you know what? I think Travis Frederick could have been a Hall of Famer if he didn't get sick.
Yeah, probably
pretty dang
would.
good. He's pretty dang good. So Tyler Smith, it was Tyler Smith versus Tristan Hill, and it was like a nasty stalemate. Like they had each other like and I'm like, oh snap, yeah. I mean that's so crazy. So let's take me through, Caleb. Your offensive lineman, like what's going on? What's good with it? There's also an injury as well, right? There was an injury as well.
Yes. But I'm excited about this. Because people were saying, we lost Collins, we lost Connor Williams. Our offensive line is falling apart.
Screw Connor Williams. He sucked.
Like exactly, Connor Williams had no strength. He was holding all the time because he was getting pushed back all the goddamn time because he wasn't strong at all. That's why he held. He was holding them back because he was almost on his back. Like
you know why people were big fans of Connor Williams last year, Caleb?
What is that?
Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
That one episode of him and Aaron Donald fighting, like it was that episode. It was like, he looks good. He fought Aaron Donald. I'm like, bro, it's practice.
Yeah, our interior line was the worst part because we couldn't. That's why we couldn't run the ball. That's what we had problems because we had no push. We had no push because we had no power. And with Tyler Smith is a powerful guy. That's why we drafted him. He's a mean, nasty guy. Yes, he gets holding penalties, but because he was playing at tackle, he's playing at guard now. He was only playing having those holding calls because he was having to reach. Yeah. But at guard, he won't have to reach as much. He can just be powerful and push guys off the ball. That's what we're looking for, and I think that's being at guard will suit him more, and he won't have those holding problems. Connor Williams was having those problems because he wasn't strong.
Also, too, in the NFL, if you're a guard, you can hold a little. You can hold a little and get away with it. Like you can hold a little and get away with it. It happens all the time. Like centers and guards, they do that all the time. You know what I mean? Like they like, bro, like there was one time I saw Nick Bosa being choked. Like they were choking him. And then they ended up injuring Nick Bosa and they didn't call the penalty. Like defensive linemen get, like, you want to talk about the most dangerous part in the NFL, the most dangerous position to play is defensive line, tackles and the ends. Like it's the D line. You're being held all the time. You're being punched. You're being kneed. You're being chop blocked. Why do you think when an offensive lineman gets a back injury, their career is done? You know what I mean? It's pretty rough, dude. It's pretty rough. Yeah, man. So like, Tyler Smith coming inside, he can hold a little, like, because let's be real, they all hold a little. So you know what? I think you could have gotten an upgrade. You could have gotten an upgrade.
And
you know what? You know what? Anything not named Connor Williams is an upgrade.
Yeah, and we have some depth at that position because he's in a battle with Connor McGovern, who he used a lot as a fullback last year as a lead blocker for Zeke. And
why?
Because he's a powerful guy. He just went.
But here's the thing. You're right. He's a powerful guy. Let him play guard instead of Connor Williams.
Well, yeah. I mean, we did have him in there, and then we go back to Connor Williams. But I think he's saying that he's looking good. He's looking stronger. So that's positive news. The negative news is that as we know, Tyron Smith always going to get hurt. He hasn't been healthy in I don't know how long. So we have to plan for that. He's going to get hurt this season. And Matt Willetsko, who was a rookie tackle, fighting for that spot of replacing Tyron Smith. He has this weird injury that where his shoulder just keeps popping in and out. Like, yeah, it just pops in and out all the time.
Whoa, really?
Yeah,
it's wild, really weird. That's weird, bro.
So he has to get that. So he hasn't been practicing because he has to go get that taken care of. Which that's the spot I'm more fearful is at the tackle spot because I know Tyron Smith's gonna get hurt, and we don't really have depth at that one. We don't have depth at the tackle position. We have Josh Ball; he's looking better, but it's not a guy I want to go, into a game with, back at replacing Tyron Smith whenever he gets injured.
Yeah.
So I'm a little worried about that spot. And on right side, everybody wants to talk about Lon Collins. We're getting rid of Lon Collins. Yeah. I agree. Lon Collins was a good guy, but honestly, Terrence Steele was playing just as well. Like when
I think here's the thing. I think La'el Collins is a better guard. like he should have played guard. He should have been playing guard. But y'all had him. But he could play right tackle. He could play very good.
He was good.
He could play.
Yeah,
He was good.
He was good tackle.
But Caleb, when you guys had a great offensive line, is when him and both your guards were him and Martin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like him and Martin and Free. It was him and Free on the right side, Smith and Martin on the left side, and then Travis in the middle. I think he's a better guard, and I think he's gonna play guard in Cincinnati. I don't think he's playing tackle in Cincinnati.
I'm not sure. But yeah. So
Garnett, 6'6", 320 pounds of waist. Yeah.
So yeah. So we have Terrence Steele, who played while Collins was suspended. He played just as well. I mean, there's basically no difference in their play last year. It was pretty seamless transition. All I'm worried about is that left tackle position, and we'll see. We'll see in the preseason games how well these guys do.
Yeah. Do you know who's getting the hard knock spot?
The Lions.
Oh. Yeah, let's go buy some kneecaps.
Let's
go buy some kneecaps. I know. Final Cowboy thing before we transition to the better team that wears blue. The defense shined early. What were your bright spots?
Pretty much the entirety, even the defense. I mean, all parts look good because I be trusting Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn is so good, man. I love this dude. I love this man. And he's only been here for like one season, but I love this guy because there's never been such a difference from a historically bad defense that we had in 2020. It was like the all-time worst defense in Cowboys history to go to at least we were like finished like 12.
Who's your defensive coordinator?
Huh?
Who's your defensive coordinator? Rod Marinelli?
Before Dan Quinn?
Yeah.
No, it was Mike Nolan.
It was Mike Nolan.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, Rob Marinelli was the interim before you got Mike Nolan. Okay.
Yeah, Rob Marinelli was the defensive coordinator for like years, but
he's a great defensive line coach. He's a great defensive line coach.
So Dan Quinn made a huge difference last year. He's looking again. He did miracles to this defense, and Michael looks great. Michael looks like Micah. He's pretty much everywhere in practice. Anthony Brown, looking good. He was a bright spot, locking down that other side of Trayvon Diggs. And he has some good depth there because we had Kelvin Joseph trying for a spot, and Deshaun Wright looking good. So we have pretty good secondary depth at this moment, especially with they be saying Malik Hooker at the safety position looks better than what we had last year.
He stays healthy. Like that's the biggest thing about Malik Hooker. So it's like he always played very well. It's like he just never was healthy, like ever. Like he would play hurt. So like you never really got a healthy Malik Hooker to his best ability. Yeah.
And yet, like you said, Tristan Hill in that battle, he's looking some. So I'm really loving what I'm hearing from Cowboys camp. Even Micah said that he says, I think once I start losing my speed, I'll go to the edge. He was talking about Dan Quinn's scheme because he doesn't want to just play edge. And he said, but right now I'm just having so much doing everything, which, it's better for him to just be everywhere than just being a pass rusher, being a linebacker, being in coverage, being just going everywhere. So the offenses don't know where he's at. And I can't wait. I can't wait to see Micah this year because he also said that last year he was just guessing in Dan Quinn's system. He was guessing. He didn't because he didn't know the defense fully. But now this year he knows it. And I mean, if he was that good and he was just guessing last year, I mean, how good is he going to be this year? Like, I mean, he's going to be freaking amazing.
Yep, he will be, unless when he's going up against the Giants and he has to go against those two mammoth offensive linemen. Okay. About 6'7", big old offensive linemen, 300 plus pounds of lean, mean fighting machine, baby. You know what? Yo, hit me with that sauce, Lawrence Taylor.
Hello. Like a bunch of crazy dogs. Have some fun.
Yeah, now let's talk about it. The team with the better shade of blue. It is the New York Football Giants. It is the one, the only, the team that everyone loves, everyone wants to be, everyone hates because they jealous. The New York Giants, guys. Shut up, Gil. Right? I sat here and I let you through your diatribe about how great your team is. My team is improving, baby. We're looking good. And let me tell you why we're looking good.
That's not what I'm hearing. That's not what I'm hearing.
From who? Who are you talking to?
That's not what I'm hearing.
That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing we're good.
I don't know about that.
Who's your sources?
I'm hearing Danny Dimes looking like garbage.
Well, he's really never really been that good, so it doesn't really matter. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the most important aspect of our team, the offensive line, man. Well, we did, unfortunately, one of the big stories coming out of the training camp was the center, the person we signed in the offseason, John Feliciano, who was going to play center for us, actually went down. He actually so I don't know how severe the injury was. I didn't double check with it, but he did go down. We then moved Shane Lemieux, who was our left guard, to center. He did some snaps at center. He looked pretty good. He looked fine. He was cool. He's probably a good emergency center if we need some help. And then one of the North Carolina offensive linemen we drafted, Josh Ewuzudu, he played left guard with Andrew Thomas. And Owuzu 6'6", and Nate McKinneth, he's also 6'6". So like we have 6'6", 6'6", 6'7", 6'7". Our shortest offensive lineman is 6'5". So like we got big boys, and that's what I really was watching all day. Is like that's the thing that I want to talk about is our offensive line looks different. And here's the thing about an offensive line: not everybody can be like a big name. It doesn't matter about being a big name. It's about what pieces fit together. Like the offensive lines that we won with the Super Bowl, our pieces fit. You know, we had Deal, we had Snead, we had O'Hara, we had Seibert and Kareem McKenzie or Kevin Booth. You know what I mean? But they weren't big name offensive linemen. No one's gonna think of a great left tackle, David Deal, or even though he was a pretty damn good left tackle. But the unit, this is the only aspect of the team that. Like they're a unit. A unit together can be very successful. I know hiding is a skill. No, Tony, shut up. Right? I'm not talking about their height. I'm talking about how big they are. They're massive.
They're just a bunch of lumbering guys. That's not always good. You need leverage.
I know, but they got quick feet. They got quick feet. I've been seeing they got quick feet. Especially Evan Neal. Evan Neal has great feet. So like I was following Dan Duggan. He had a bunch of O-line, D-line one-on-ones. And our offensive line was looking very good. Kayvon beat Matt Gano, who's our a guy fighting for the backup right tackle spot. Him and Andrew Thomas's battles have been very good. I like how they're fighting each other, man. Iron sharpens iron. They're going after each other, And I think his thing, man. Like Andrew Thomas, man, he got a raw deal, and I'm pretty sure Andrew Thomas is like people talk about how like, we drafted the fourth best left tackle in that draft. We shouldn't have done that. We shouldn't have done that. It's looking like we drafted one of the, you know what I mean? Like the only left tackle probably better than him is Jedrick Wills, because he actually plays left tackle. Tristan Wirfs plays right tackle, and Mekhi Becton is always injured. And you know what? And and here's the thing about Andrew Thomas too that people don't want to talk about. Like this is one of the biggest stories of our offseason. It's not about the wide receivers. It's not about the quarterback. It's not about the running back. The reason the team sucked, it's the offensive line has been bad for years. It's been bad for years. Like, let's be real. Like, the Minnesota Vikings made the playoffs and had a great season with Christian Ponder. You know why? They had a very good offensive line and a guy named Adrian Peterson. You know what I mean? Like, you can succeed with the average quarterback if you have a great offensive line. You know what I mean? And our offensive line hasn't been average. Has been horrible. Like, horrible. Like, it's a crime. Like a crime, dude. It's like they should be like it was like Ryan Grigson bad, Andrew Luck trying to kill Andrew Luck, bad offensive line. Like that's how bad it was. It was like a horrible.
So they're trying to build up the offensive line for the next quarterback.
Yes. Like, let's be real. That's what it is. Like I was watching the press conference between him and Brian Daboll. I've watched a couple press conferences with them too. They tell you nothing in those press conferences because they know how the New York media is. You know what I mean? They tell you nothing because New York media people can twist it and maneuver as they way. Like one of the stories where I'm about to bring up a little later that was kind of manipulated. Joe Shane and Brian Daboll, they've injected a new type of energy to the team, but the media won't know about it. So like those press conferences with the media, I don't watch those because they mean nothing to me because they won't tell me anything. There's nothing. There's nothing. Player press conferences, yeah, because they may let something slip once or twice. You know what I mean? But it's the offense.
Them run laps.
They will not be running laps or doing push-ups. It's not happening. Thank God. Uh, like I tried to defend it last year, and
I don't know why.
I no, because like I wanted to believe, but then like as I was like debating you and Jose and Brodney, I just felt like, yeah, I'm not winning this argument. Like,
Oh yeah.
why are you telling grown ass men who are making millions of dollars to do push-ups? I'm sorry, like no. It's like that's the thing. That's a lot of these player press conferences are telling like they keep saying like, the energy is different. It's different. It's different. We're doing something different. Like I feel the vibe is different. You know what I mean? And speaking of Brodney, there's what's up, Brodney? How you doing?
What up?
What up? But yeah, man, like it's the offensive line is looking different. Like the offense is looking different.
So
you know what I mean?
don't have to run backwards anymore.
Yes, he won't have to run 3 yards to get 4 yards. You know what I mean? He won't have to run 3 yards to get like he won't have like it's like thank the Lord. But because here's the thing too, when our offensive line was good last year, it was Nick Gates was our left guard, right? He was our left guard, and it was against the Saints. We beat the Saints. We came back on the Saints, and we came back on them, and we won. And Saquon Barkley had a great game. He had a touchdown reception. He had a rushing touchdown. The offensive line looked good. In the following week, Nick Gates breaks his leg. That goes the guard. Like Andrew Thomas has had 6 different guards play with him, left guards. How can you find continuity with that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. That's the thing.
Oh yeah, I definitely see it on the Cowboys side because Tyron Smith sometimes he always has to help Connor Williams all the time. He has to go and reach and make sure
Exactly.
he has like one guy on this guy and then he has another hand on this guy.
Exactly, because they know the left guard ain't nothing. So the left tackle's guarding his dude, but he's like, God damn it! And like imagine having to play with 6 different left guards, Caleb. 6 different left guards. You're like, what the hell is going on right now? You know what I mean? Like, what is going on? You know, so we need someone to solidify the left guard position. That's what we need. You know, because we got the tackles. It's very clear who our tackles are. It's Evan Neal. It's Andrew. It's the guards in the center. That's what we need. Fleece fell down and got injured in training camp, so I'm kind of concerned about that because he's a veteran. He's a veteran. Like, and he's like, and Shane Lemieux taking snaps at center, and I'm like, you've never played center. But we'll see. We'll see. There's a lot of motion, so much motion action at the and then, like just so much. And it's not like motion for nothing. It's like motion to readjust the defense, then they attack. It's not like BS motion. And let's be real, like motioning is become the new rage in the NFL.
Does Saquon look like he used to the injury bother him or anything?
No, he looks good. He looks good. They've actually used him in slot a couple times. They're motioning him outside the backfield. He's looking pretty good. He's actually looking pretty good. I like that. Wan'Dale Robinson has been impressive. He's been looking good. But here's the thing about Wan'Dale Robinson. I liked him because here's the thing about Wan'Dale. He played in the SEC, right? And we all agree, right? The SEC is the best conference in the college football, right? Right? He has the best defenders, pretty much almost the best players, right? He had 107 catches for 1,200 yards in 8 touchdowns in the SEC at 5'8". What? Excuse me? In the SEC, 107 catches, 1,200 yards, 8 touchdowns. Any other receiver, like any Alabama receiver that has that, they're a first round pick. Kenny Galladay, I haven't really seen much from him. He's saying
I'm not hearing good things. Like,
because I haven't seen a lot. I can't really comment on it. I need to watch him because I've been really focused on the lines, Rodney. I've been really focused on the lines.
It was bad. It was bad signing. It was bad signing.
We'll see. We'll see how Dayball uses
it. It was a bad signing.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. But that's pretty much it's all about the offense, right? But the most important thing I want to put on the defensive side of the ball is they've switched the green dot. The green dot is the captain play caller. It used to be Blake Martinez, but now it's Xavier McKinney, our safety, the X-Man right here, baby. That's X-Man all day, X-Man. So X has been improving. I love Xavier McKinney. I literally, dude, when we drafted him, I was like, wait, I thought he was gone by now. Like, I literally thought he was gone. That's why I wanted Antoine Winfield Jr. because I thought Xavier McKinney was going to be gone before Antoine Winfield Jr. But someone drafted Antoine Winfield Jr. before X, and I'm like, oh, X was my safety one, and we drafted him. I think he's been really good. He's been really he talked to Eric Weddle. Don Martindale gave him Eric Weddle's number, and they talked about the scheme and the way Don works his offense. And like, I know Don Martindale a lot because I know a lot of Ravens fans, and they talk about him a lot. Don Martindale loves to blitz or some type of exotic blitz. You know what I mean? Loves it. So I'm thinking there's going to be a lot of man, a lot of cover zero, and Xavier McKinney's going to be a lot of high safety. It's going to be a lot of Xavier McKinney in the back by himself, helping everyone else.
Especially you got those two the two pass rushers. You got Aziz Ojulari and
say it with your chest, and Aziz Ojulari. Yeah, so Aziz and Kayvon are two youngsters coming off the edge. Then we got Dexter Lawrence and Leonard Williams in the middle.
So Dexter Lawrence moving to the middle. Wasn't he playing in?
Yeah, no, they're gonna bump him in because like they're gonna because they run like a weird 3-4. It's like a weird 3-4. No, they're not. They're a 3-4. They were a 3-4 last year, but I don't know. But does Don run a basic 4-3?
I don't know.
Yeah, I need to find out. I should know that because now in the NFL there's a lot of weird fronts. Like you have three defensive linemen, and just like because during training camp there was
because we have a weird set that just like we have a standing up guy and you never know where he's at.
Yeah, but here's the thing too about that too is there was one time in training camp where it was 3 defensive linemen, 4 backers, and then it was 3, 3, and 5. No, we're like wait, 2. It was 2. Yeah, no, it was 2, 5. No, wait, time out. I'm trying to say this. They had 2 defensive linemen. No, they had 2 defensive linemen. I know that for a fact. They had 2 defensive linemen, and then they had 4 linebackers and 5 DBs. That's what it was. It was a 2-4-5 one day, and you're like, what the hell is going on? And like everyone was just confused. Like, what are they doing? They had 5 safety. They had 5 DBs. Dan Belton was there. Unfortunately, Dan Belton, our safety from Iowa that we drafted, he broke his collarbone today. So we don't know how, we're still trying to guess on when he's I'm the Scott Steiner of the LGR. Okay, man.
You starting to sound like that.
Yeah, no, you're right. No, yeah, it was like a 2-4-5. It was like weird. It was weirding me out. And then, because they had like a bunch of corners and safeties. They had Cordell Flat out there. They had Dan Belton out there. They had Adoree Jackson, Xavier McKinney. There's a fight for CB2. That's the fight that's been going on for years, dude. Who's gonna be our cornerback 2? There's gonna be a fight. It's gonna be a fight, man. I think it's like I think Julian Love got ran out of that because he's now a safety. He's a safety now. They're making him a safety. But after all of that, I don't really know what's going on, man. I don't really know what's going on. Pretty much. But Aaron Robinson is going to be probably QB2. But after all, like, pretty much that's it. And lastly, like, the thing that's really, like, really pissing me off, really, is there was a lot of one-on-one offensive line drills, like one-on-one defensive line drills. Yep. But the defensive linemen kept jumping off sides. Like all of them. Justin Ellis, O'Shane Zimenez. O'Shane Zimenez needs to get his stuff together. Or they're going to cut him because he's not been playing very well.
Maybe shall be running laps.
Funny. Whatever. Shut up. You know what I mean? Shut your face. But yeah, no, like O'Shane's. Nah, man, but like that's the thing, man. Like, bro, like you trying to impress these new coaching staff. You need to get your stuff together, man, and keep doing offense. Like they kept literally, bro. They had like so many offensive sides, bro. It was him. It was Justin Ellis. It was like, oh my God, bro, stop jumping off sides. Like, stop it. Like, can you stop? You know what I mean? Like, literally, dude. And it was always him. It was him. And I'm like, bro, you're not endearing yourself right now. You're seriously not endearing yourself. You need to get your stuff together. You know, we also signed Gerard Wilson today as probably like safety backup for Dane Belton, our safety out of Iowa. Cordell Flott played the slot a lot. But like Wink Martindale, Wink likes playing man, and Cordell Flott was the man receiver, like he was man on man at LSU. Like he loves playing man. That's what he did. He's here to play man, like bump and run. Just bump and run, baby. Just bump and run. And we'll see, man. We'll see. Like we're still early stages. Paz just came on.
Yeah.
Wandell's looking good, but after Wandell, the receivers haven't been really. Kadarius. Oh, here's the one. I forgot about this. Kadarius Toney was never on the trading block. They never wanted to trade him. Like I said, like I told you, like how like they don't really talk to the media in the press conference. They kind of like keep it vanilla. Kadarius Toney. The report was from Pat Leonard. He was like he's some reporter out there. He said, he's on the trade block, and then Pat Leonard had the audacity in the press conference to ask Kadarius Toney, how did you feel that people were thinking of trading you? And Kadarius Toney knows it was his report that put out that he was being looked at to be traded. And Kadarius was like, you could see like the annoyance in Kadarius's face. Like you see like the irritants, like, bro, I know you wrote that report. It's not that, like, I know you wrote that report. Like, I'm not dumb. Like, I know you wrote that report. Like, and he literally, like, his comeback was, I don't know what you're talking about. I talked to the people in the building. Like I talked to the people in the building. Unlike
so you don't believe it at all. You don't believe there was even just a little bit of some strife with Kadarius or.
No, here's the thing. Like, if there was strife, here's the thing. If there's strife, it was with the previous regime. They're all gone.
That's true.
Like, they're all gone. And these new people, they want to make a new relationship with Kadarius. So they probably talk to Kadarius. And they're like, okay, I like him. He's going to stay. But Pat Leonard probably still was thinking of like, old regime. They don't like him. Because like, no, dude. Like, we're not going to trade him.
Concerns?
No, he's actually been healthy. Pretty healthy. He's actually wearing the right size cleats this time. No nicks, no nat. He looks pretty good. He had a very good catch in the back of the end zone a couple times when there wasn't pads on. But yeah, man, today was not a good day for the receivers, but overall the receivers have been playing very well. So yeah. Any other tidbits from Pat at training camp, Caleb, that we missed from the Cowboys?
No, I have to see the rest of practice. But we should have a good look on next week's show with a full week of practice padded practices.
Exactly. Yeah, pretty much. Hold on, give me a moment, guys. Give me a moment. There is a Streamlab, everyone. We do have a Streamlab.
Oh, shit.
But we have a Streamlab. It is from the one, the only. It is Brodney. Brodney, thank you very much. He says, Giants and Cowboys suck, but y'all are cool, though. Thank you, Brodney. I expect nothing else, Brodney.
You're right about, you're half right.
Well, he's completely wrong. I was going to say he was completely wrong, but I see how it is, Caleb. I see how it is. Asshole. All right. But yeah, man, it's pretty much like what can you really know between non-padded practices early on in training camp? They look good against air. It's air. Look, it's air. Who cares? Like, you're playing against air. But like in padded practices, Wandell looked good, and so did Toney. But like, Kenny needs to get it up. The offensive lineman. Like, that's the thing, bro. Like, it's all about the offensive and defensive lines with me. Those are the people I'm focusing on. If our offensive line is good, we can do a lot with this offense. I saw Wandell do an orbit motion, pretty good. And like, here's the thing about Brian Daboll. What's up, Gil?
No, I was going to say, for me, it's all about staying healthy. We first goddamn practice, a pad practice, we get an injury. Yeah,
your receiver too broke his foot like right away. Yeah. Like that's horrifying. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, I understand you about that. But pretty much like that's the thing, man. Like they're like, I trust Brian Daboll because of this. Like I talked about this a couple Josh Allen, when he was drafted by Buffalo, wasn't a very very good quarterback. You know what I mean? He wasn't. He wasn't accurate. He was just athletic. That's it. That's all he was. He just could throw it 75 yards. You know what I mean? Brian Daboll and Ken Dorsey made him an NFL quarterback. And guess who's our head coach? Brian Daboll. And guess who's our offensive coordinator? The guy who helped coach Patrick Mahomes and Mike Kafka. He was his QB coach. You know what I mean? You know, like him and Andy Reid, they helped coach Patrick Mahomes with Eric Bieniemy. Like all three of them were with Patrick Mahomes. So like they were part of the process of making a good quarterback. Same thing with Brian Daboll. Brian Daboll made Josh Allen who Josh Allen is. Josh Allen had
so when you guys are drafting in the top 10 next year, you should be able to coach up that new quarterback.
I think you know who I think that they should go after if he has a great season. If he has a great season next year, he reminds me of Josh Allen. Anthony Richardson, the quarterback out of Florida. Yeah. Because here's the thing, we're not gonna get one of the we're gonna get I think we're probably gonna win more games than we should.
Are you?
You know what I mean? So we're not gonna have we are. Calm down. We are. Okay. Yes, we are. Great coaching. No, great coaching can add a couple wins, Caleb. Shut your mouth, okay?
The quarterback can lose them all.
Good point as well. You're right. But here's the thing. I don't think we're gonna get Bryce Young or CJ Stroud. Like we're not gonna get those guys. Those guys are going in the top 5. You know what I mean? The people I'm looking at is Will Levis, Anthony Richardson, and Tyler Van Dyke out of Miami. Levis is the quarterback at Kentucky, who's Wan'Dale Robinson's quarterback. Tyler Van Dyke is from Miami, and Anthony Richardson, like I said, is from Florida. Richardson reminds me of Josh Allen. Extremely raw, very fast, 6'5", big, has a howitzer for an arm. He can sling it. He's Josh Allen. He's just the brown version of Josh Allen. You know what I mean? Like that's what he is. And I don't trust. This Anthony Richardson is probably a little different. I trust Anthony Richardson if he gets coached by Brian Daboll. I think that's the kid we should really target in the draft next year. Anthony Richardson, because he has all the tools. Any last bits, Caleb?
No, I'm good. No.
All right. Yep. All right, guys. On that note, that's the show. Come back next week, Monday. We'll be talking more about it. You know what? Whatever, man. You know what? Josh Allen is the white Anthony Richardson. Yeah, I said it. There it is. I don't think he'll be thrilled to be here. He's the brown Josh Allen. Hey, man, Josh Allen got you know what? Good for you, Josh Allen. You've improved your life, but it is what it is. But yes, on that note, everyone, make sure like this video if you haven't. If you're watching on the replay, please like it. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. This year is going to revamp. We're talking Giants, Cowboys, and basic big NFL news. We will not be talking about the Arizona Cardinals. We will not be talking about the Houston Texans because we don't care about them. We care about 2 teams and 2 teams only. It is the NFC East. It is the Cowboys. It is the Giants. Probably a little Washington football team. Probably some Eagles because we faced them. But overall, it is Cowboys Giants right here. I'm Ferris Muthana, and that is Caleb. You're frozen. Is Caleb frozen for everybody or just me? He's frozen, but that's fine. So I'll head us out. You can find him at NFL Caleb 22. He has the betting articles on our website at www.letsgetreadynetwork.com. He also does betting the NFL with our homeboy Derek. I know. Yeah, he's frozen. I got you. All right, thank you. All right, Caleb. I'm gonna head us all out. So guys, make sure to like and subscribe. If you want to join the Patreon, it is patreon.com/LGR Network. This year, it's going to be kind of special because we're having a fantasy league for the patrons. We're gonna be doing a fantasy roundup show about our. Why does this say that? That is not correct. It is good friends, better rifles. My bad, Caleb. You were frozen, Caleb.
I know.
You were frozen.
Yeah.
You're frozen.
Oh yeah. Well. Yeah. I said, well, while you were going through who we weren't talking about, I was going to say that we might not even be talking Giants halfway through the season.
Shut your mouth. All right. Where can people find you, Caleb?
Yeah, you can find me at NFL Caleb 22 on Instagram and Twitter. You can find my betting articles on the Let's Get Ready Network website at letsgetreadynetwork.com. And you can find me on this channel at Betting the NFL. Me and Derek Wesley, D Weezy are talking betting, trying to help you win some money. So, if you want to win some money, come and watch it.
Yeah, also do, like I said, the Patreon at patreon.com/LJudge Network. If you want to be a little bit more supportive, we have the Fantasy League for $10 patrons, as well as the Pick'em League for $5 patrons. We'll be doing, like I said, we'll be talking Giants draft pick status all day. Yes, we will be talking if we have a draft pick top 5, top 10. But yeah, it's gonna be our LGR fantasy wrap up show where we talk about our fantasy league, who's the highest, who scored the lowest points, who scored the highest points, and honestly, every week, whoever scored the most points, I will try to get them on the show to talk about them, about their team, and how they felt about that week. But overall, that's pretty much it, guys. Make sure overall, like, subscribe, share. That's it. That's all I ask for you. That's what I want you to do. That's what I need you to do. But after everything else, y'all could do if you want to. If you want to join the Patreon, join the Patreon. You know what I mean? Much love to everybody. If you want to, that's it. Thank you. Everyone has a wonderful night. Stay safe. And we'll be back Monday. Monday, everyone. See y'all then.